Hello. Well, hi, Wiggle. Thanks for flopping in. Hi, Coconut. BP. How's it going? Hi, we're here. Things are happening. Hi, Stars. Um, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Have a good lurk and safe travels. Hi, Shani. I think this camera is still like a little dark. It's so hard to get this like to a point where it looks correct. Like it's impossible, I think actually. That's better cuz it looks way different in the like software that I use to set it up than it does on actual stream, which makes my life a living hell, actually. Um Hashtag just streamer things. Hi everybody. I hope you're doing well. You should let me know what's going on with your day. Um, I won't lie, I'm not really awake. I don't think I legally count as a person right now, but that's okay. I don't need to be a person. I can just be a little
This is a
guy.
self-care checkpoint. Do you need to take meds, get some water, some food, take a break or a stretch? Please do so now. Thank you.
Okay. So, I was mean about this background the last time we were working on it, but I think it's actually like on the right track. It's just we just need a little bit more work on it because I was not in a good headspace on Tuesday, which is fair. It's the beginning of April is like a rough time mentally for me because my mom's birthday is near the beginning of the month, and then the day my best friend John died is in the second week. So it's just like, hey, did you want to grieve everything constantly for the first 2 to 3 weeks of April? Because that's what you get. It's great. I love it. Hey, Deedle. Good to see you. I was pulling up my reference image. That's why I opened this. Yeah, like I'm fine. It's just, and there's some other stuff that some people have been informed of that's stressing me out, but it'll be fine. We'll manage. I will hydrate. Thank you. Waiters. Yeah, sometimes your brain is just mean to you and you gotta just treat it like a little toddler. Honestly. Because, yeah, I feel that, honestly. Oh, here it is. My little spray bottle. So I can spray my watercolors. I don't know why I just covered my mouth for that. Don't worry about it. Since we didn't tape this down, it's gonna curl a bit, which you can see. It's probably clearer if I do it like this. But when we're finished with the actual painting, I'll just spray the back so it's a little damp and then put a big book on top of it. I have a gigantic book over here for precisely that purpose. Did I pay like $350 for this only to use it as a paperweight? Yes, I 100% did. But you know, it's kind of cool. It's a cool book to have, especially if you're looking for bone references. Because I did take human osteology when I was in college, which was difficult, and I ended up auditing it. So, you know, well, auditing the first half. I did fine in the second half. The first half was like the lab. Yeah, lots of bones. For those who don't know, I have a BA in cultural anthropology with minors in history and art, and so I took human osteology, which was an archaeology and biological anthropology course and not a cultural course, which means a lot more math, which means I was bad at it. Because trying to identify a piece of bone, like what, so once you identify a small piece of bone, trying to figure out what bone in the body it came from, I cannot. It was a lot. But that is neither here nor there. Hi, Red Shirt. Is there a reason you shouldn't nap? Because it sounds like you deserve a nap. Like, I can understand if it's going to mess up your sleep schedule and make your life worse, but also, perhaps you should just take a nap. Yep, exactly, Wiggle. It's actually, this is only tangentially related. We talked about this on stream a while back, but that's the reason why radium is so scary. As an element, is because your body reads it as calcium, and so it replaces the calcium in your bones with it, and then your bones just disintegrate because there's no calcium in them anymore. Isn't that weird? Isn't that wild? Yikes. Ah, fair, red shirt. Okay, so we're gonna work on the background some more because I think we can get it to a point that I don't hate it. I don't actively hate it right now, but it could be better, you know. And I think part of the issue is that I just freehanded a bunch of these circles, so they're lopsided. So I brought out a stencil today, and we're gonna work on getting those like a little more circular for realsies. And then maybe we'll start on the foreground flowers at some point. But I want to work on the background a little bit more. And most of it is going to be like pretty blurry. I don't think I'm going to do anything else with like these red bits. We might carve out a bud that's here that has a water droplet on it. Yeah, exactly, Wiggle. That's exactly how it goes. And that's why the Radium Girls, which is a cool book if you enjoy reading about the horrors of humankind, I guess. That's why a bunch of the Radium Girls had a lot of issues with their bones. Okay. How do I want to do this? The answer is I don't know. I don't know how I want to do this. But I do know that I didn't put my phone in streaming mode, so let's do that. Yeah, but like, how do I explain this thought that is in my head? So like, yes, it is actual history, but it is history placed in a readable narrative to be a book. So it's different than just history, you know? Because like, yes, the way that we generally consume history is once it has been kind of pre-chewed for us, which would be how that book is. So it's not like you're reading all of the primary documents and drawing your own conclusions. It is a specific narrative that is trying to get you to think something, right? So it's not just history, which is a little bit different. So the lightest Bokeh lights are down here and up here, and I'm darkening these ones a little because it was pulling focus in my reference image, but we can lighten those up a little bit, and I think darkening the background a little so that the lights stand out a little more is our next goal here. I did see on Instagram of somebody using a circle stencil like this and painting the background entirely and then using a wet paintbrush in the circle to just do like pick up some of the watercolor in a circle. So I think we're gonna try to do that and see how it goes. And I think I was using this. Yeah, they weren't doing it for like a bokeh light effect. They were doing it for like a pattern that kind of looked like Resistance Dye Indigo. But I think that perhaps we can utilize that technique. But first we need to deepen up the background a little bit. And I do think that I want to add a little bit more intense pigment to some of these. some of the like actual lights, just because I think having a stronger color will make more sense. But first things first, we gotta deepen this up a little bit. Which we did work on some last time, so we aren't all the way out there in a new task. Let's see, other things I should say. I'm gonna be live on somebody else's channel tomorrow. At not quite this time, in 15-ish minutes from now, so whatever that time is for you. I will be hanging out on Sleepy Procyon's stream. Well, they will be playing Sticky Business for the first time. And I will be helping them get sticky, you know. Thank you, stars. And yeah, so that'll be a fun time. Anybody who's going to be there who is also one of my viewers, I'm gonna task you with not letting me stay on Sleepy stream as long as I did last time, because my throat hurt for like 3 days afterwards because I'm not used to talking that much. So we need to chill a little bit. As much as I enjoy hanging out with Sleepy, I also enjoy being able to speak without pain. So if you guys see me going like yep, isn't just a perverted little bottom. They're also really niceies, and my friend, you know. But we went for like 7.5 hours last time I was on Sleepy stream, and that was too much. Like, it was fun, and I enjoyed the whole time, but my body disagreed. You know how it is. Especially since, like, I'm pretty sure at least 95% of my viewers are, neurodivergent. And I did stay hydrated. I was drinking water the whole time. I had tea with honey in it, multiple, like, cups. I think I went through 5 cups of tea during that stream. It's just, like, my muscles in my throat get tired because I'm not used to talking that much. So it's not just, like, an outer throat issue, if you know what I mean. It's like my actual vocal folds that are part of the issue too. Because again, it's a set of muscles, right? So if you aren't used to using those muscles, then they get tired.
I love your goopy wiener.
Thank you. Oh, also, this isn't about me, but it will be happening later today. You all know Rainbow, and if you don't know Rainbow after following me, I legitimately do not know how, because we raid Rainbow all the time, and I talk about Rainbow a lot. But her 6-year anniversary stream is tonight, so it's 3 p.m. my time, which would be 4 p.m. Pacific. And she's doing her little Meep Sheep Awards, which you can come and see if I win the category that I'm really have my heart set on, or if I will throw a hissy fit live in chat. Since the votes are closed now, I will tell you which one. I didn't want to influence the votes. I wanted people to vote for realsies. But if I don't win most lewd viewer, I am going to throw a hissy fit in chat. I think I've earned that. Hi, Ted. It's good to see you. It would probably make more sense to do the foreground flowers before I do this, but this is what my brain says we should work on, so that's what we're gonna do. And I can also tell that I really held the paper a lot right there, because Just resisting the pigment from my hand oils. Oops, that's what I get for not actually doing like a border. Oh no, Tens! Right? Like, I flirt with everybody loudly and regularly. Like, like I do legitimately think I have earned it. And I'm sorry you're trapped at work for 2 more hours, Tens. You can make it though. I believe in you. And we'll be here to keep you company. Yes. Hand in wet paint. Classic Katie behavior. My hips also hurt really bad today because I stood up in the kitchen for a long time yesterday. It's almost like I have a connective tissue disorder or something. Hey, Gurl. These are some fuchsia flowers. We're just working on the background right now because I wanted to try and figure out a bokeh light effect for the background, which I haven't done before. So we're playing around with that and seeing what I can do. Which, I mean, it kind of looks like that so far, but I think my circles are a little bit too wibbly, so we're gonna work on fixing that. Oh my god, that's so long, Wiggle. Is this like a layover? Because that's a long time to just be hanging out in an airport. But I do always prefer a long layover to one that's really close, because that's so much anxiety to not know if you're going to be able to catch your flight. Especially because flights out of Alaska and into Alaska are often like really delayed because of weather. Not as bad in Anchorage as other places in Alaska, but it is still an issue. Yeah, I don't know if it's just like the light keeps changing, because it is like cloudy as fuck outside, so. But we're just gonna blast this. That's gonna be way too bright, and then we're gonna fix it a little bit by changing this. Eventually I'll be happy vaguely with how the camera captures the colors. Fair, Wiggle, fair. And yeah, it doesn't hurt to, well, I mean, it doesn't really mess with anything to be there super early, other than it's difficult to find a place to sit, you know? Oh my god, Wiggle, that's so long. I don't know. I don't think I've ever been in a airport for quite that long before. When we go to visit my dad, it's from Alaska to Pittsburgh, and by the time we get there, because of when like flights are available and stuff, I have been up for 36 hours. And it's awful and I hate it. I'm too old to be doing that shit. Yeah, totally fair, Wiggle. I cannot sleep on planes. I don't trust like that, is the only way I can put it. Like, I'm way too anxious and I don't trust people, so I cannot fall asleep. I'm also just like a difficult sleeper in general. Like, even I'm often traveling with my brother, who is somebody that I trust, and he always likes the aisle seat, and I like the window seat. So even if he's like a buffer between me and other people, I still don't want to sleep, like, because I don't trust people. Which, to be fair, I've been given plenty of reason to not trust people, so. But I'm also just kind of generally impressed with anybody who can, like, sleep in a public place, because I sure shit can't. Actually, to be more accurate, I'm jealous of anybody who can sleep. I'm not good at it. Yeah, my mom and my brother are both the kind of people who can well, my mom was the kind of person who could fall asleep in like 30 seconds. And my brother and I, when we were in Portland, after Christmas and like over Christmas, I guess, we were sharing a room, and he would say, "Okay, I'm going to bed, good night," and he would be snoring in less than 45 seconds. It's like, what the fuck? Like, how dare you? And in contrast, it takes me like 2 to 3 hours to fall asleep. I'm lucky if it takes me like an hour and a half. My mom was like that too. So was her dad. Just falling asleep like really fast. I was not blessed with this. I got my father's ability to sleep, which is to say, not. Like, there are distinguished shapes in my reference here, but I think I kind of want to leave it loosey-goosey, because I think that's nice, actually. It feels more watercolory, you know? So let's try this little circle situation and see how this goes. It's like, let's do this size for this one and see how that goes. Because I do think the technique I was seeing was somebody doing this, well, the pigment was still wet, and that's not really what we're doing. But I think that'll be good, actually. Like, it did spread the water around a bit, which is fine underneath the stencil, but that's easy to fix. I love that I've broken the stencil in 2 separate places. I think that'll be good. So I can do it like this. I'm impressed that you can sleep anywhere, honestly. Like, I am incapable of doing such a thing. Move this up here, that makes more sense. Maybe that's something. Could take a progress photo. Well, you said you needed to close it anyway, since it's gonna get cold, so maybe Mother Nature was just reminding you and being helpful. It does look like it's gonna rain today, but it was threatening, like the weather report was threatening that it was gonna snow. And I'm not gonna lie, if it snows again, you're gonna hear my scream from space. I'm tired of winter. Which I don't think shocks anybody that I'm tired of winter, as I've talked about it a lot. But we've had like false winter like 4 times now, and I'm kind of over it. I just want to be able to wear whatever shoes I want without thinking about it. Because like, my favorite shoes that I have are not warm shoes in any way, shape, or form. And I absolutely prefer to wear sandals at any given time. Yeah, exactly, Wiggle. We don't have real spring. We have winter and we have breakup. and then it's construction season. Like, we don't have anything that represents real spring here, honestly. Kind of the same with fall. We get like a week and a half, maybe, of the leaves on the trees being all pretty, and sorry, I need to clean that up before it moved around. Kakataivi? What does that mean, Wiggle? I don't know that word. I want to learn it. I only know like really basic words. I mean, I know some words. I do pretty well at it, but I don't have an extended vocabulary, I guess is a better way to say that. Okay, I do think that that's giving us a better Bokeh light effect. Because the circles are more regular, which makes it feel more like that. I do think I'm going to add another little circle over here and see how that works with just lifting the pigment up. Because I think that will also look good. And we will see. We will discover together. Yeah, the only thing with the stencil is that it kind of pushes the water around, because it clearly isn't like a water seal. But I don't think that's really an issue for this project, because once it does that, I can just do this, and then it will clean it up, and it'll be fine. Oh, okay, cool. Good to know. I'll try to remember that. I've been thinking, this is a story that is not really here nor there, but I got the Hunger Games, like the first book in Finnish, a while back, and I was very pleased with myself because the website was completely in Finnish, and I was able to like order the book and everything, because I got like a digital version. But I was very pleased with myself that I was able to navigate this website in Finnish and order the book. But the reason I got it was to like read through it, because Hunger Games is a book that I know well enough that I can like try and figure out what's happening. But I never got around to reading it because like obviously it's a lot of brain work to go through all of that vocab and stuff. But I think I'm reaching ready for it. Maybe if I'm feeling up to it after my surgery, I might work on that a little bit, because I also have the audiobook version, so I can like go along and listen and read at the same time, so that I can also learn how certain words are pronounced. Because I've only been doing it on Duolingo, which Finnish is not one of like their big languages, which means that they don't have a lot of like spoken stuff. A lot of it is just like very computer voice kind of situation. They have like 3 people who do pronunciation for it. So I think actually listening to somebody who is pronouncing it the way it's supposed to be will be really helpful. I shouldn't do this while that sod is still wet, but I'm going to anyway. I think I can do it. I can definitely beat physics by doing this. I'm sure of it. Okay. Oh, I haven't heard that either, Shawnee. Blackberry winter. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's so much better. Okay. Ah, neat. I keep saying that maybe I'll do this while I'm recovering from surgery. Maybe I'll do that while I'm recovering from surgery. And like, maybe I should just like not be thinking about activities. I can't help it. I'm bad at just sitting. I mean, honestly, for a lot of it, I'm probably just going to be sleeping. But my dad's also going to be in town apparently, which has a whole nother slew of issues to it. So we'll see. But I do know that Fantasy Life comes out on like the 20th. Oh, hello. Welcome in, Raiders. A little band raid, thank you. Welcome in, everybody. Yeah, thank you for the follow. That's great. Welcome in. What were you working on in your stream? Tell me all the deets. Oh, thanks, Goose. That's so sweet of you. Yeah, thank you everybody for the follows. Hi, I'm Katie. Thank you for the shout out. Yeah, I'm Katie. I do a bunch of watercolor. We're working on some fuchsia flowers today, and I'm trying to do like a bokeh effect in the background, and we're slowly carving it out. But I still think that it doesn't look quite right, so we're futzing with it a little bit. This is the painting that I finished last, some little lovebirds. That's going to be a greeting card. Let's see, what else have I done lately? We did some forget-me-nots last month. Let's see, we have a gigantic heart with some metallic watercolor on there. Let's see, last month we also did a little seal. Ooh, that's way blown out. I changed my camera colors so that you could see the darker colors on here. And, yeah, this just, it gives it more of an icy vibe. But, yeah. Ooh, fun! We love an OC. If you want to give us all the details about your OC, you're welcome to. But yeah, so that's what we're working on today. Yeah. And anybody who's raiding in, please feel free to abandon ship to go take care of yourself. I totally understand. If you want to stay here, that's also cool. Yeah, pearlescent watercolor is pretty common. I don't have the one that I used for that, but I have a little palette of metallics here that I use sometimes. It just has mica powder in it, which is a like shiny rock, basically. So there's just like little bits of a shiny rock in there that you mix in with the other pigments. But yeah, please go take care of yourselves if you need to. I know especially after a stream, you kind of need to de-stream a little bit. But if you want to stay here, that's awesome too. Thank you everybody for the follows. And thank you so much for the raid. That's so nice. It's nice to meet y'all. Yeah, shiny rocks. And the company that I use for the shiny, I can say words. The company that I use for the paint that I used on the heart painting specifically does ethically sourced mica. It's called Beam Paints, B-E-A-M. And they do a bunch of like native harvesting practices for their natural pigments, which is really cool, including the mica. So they actually get all that themselves, because some mica, just like many rocks in the world, are mined unethically in various parts of the world where child labor is legal. So you know, but that company is super cool. Yeah, of course. Yeah, go enjoy your food, and yeah, thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. I was thinking last night actually about how I need to actually make a raid trailer or like stream trailer, but I don't know what to do for it. And like maybe having a little raid trailer would also be a good idea, because I get really awkward talking about myself when I'm surprised, you know. Like I think most people are like that, but it's one of those things for you. I will say something nice about myself. Let's see. I will tell you that I'm a good cook. How about that? I spent a lot of time yesterday prepping some food. Finals week is coming up for my brother, so he's like stressed and working really hard, and he usually does most of the cooking. But he had a bunch of ingredients sitting around that he didn't get to cook yet. So I put together a meal yesterday, and I hard-boiled some eggs and made some tuna salad and stuff like that so that we have food ready so he doesn't have to worry about it. But I made a little roasted veg and rice and crispy tofu situation yesterday. Which is good, and there's a lot of leftovers. The tofu, obviously, if it's leftover, it doesn't stay as crisp, but it's still good. So I did roasted sweet potatoes and carrots and ginger. And Yeah, for sure, Goose. I don't think I have ever gotten multiple raids. So I wouldn't think about that right off the bat. But I also had some roasted jalapenos in it, and there were some green onions, and I made rice to go with it, but I used stock for the rice and added some of the roasted jalapeno and green onion to the rice, so it was like seasoned. And then I made a little, not really teriyaki, but vaguely teriyaki-ish sauce to put over the top of it. So yeah, I cook good, is my compliment for today. And that's why my hips are sore today, is because I stood in the kitchen that whole time. Okay. That's better. That's a lot of pineapple coconut. I don't think I could eat a whole pineapple by myself. Me trying to place this stencil so perfect. Okay. I do think this kind of like stencil wet brush softening of the edges really helps a lot with the bokeh effect. So I think perhaps I saw that little Instagram thing at exactly the right time. Also think I need to stop fixing that spot until we're done working over here, because I just keep messing it up every single time. You know how it is. But yeah. Do I have anything else important to say? I don't know that I do, because sometimes I have like little announcements and stuff, and I already told you guys that I'm going to be on Sleepy's stream tomorrow. I told you that Rainbow has a big event later today. She's starting late enough that I can't raid her, but I'm still going to be there later. So I'm hoping that I end stream at like exactly the right time to eat lunch and then exercise and shower and then go to Rainbow's stream. I'm hoping I can work the timing out perfect. Can I actually work that timing out perfect? Probably not, but I'm gonna try. Because normally I would exercise on Saturdays if I have a modeling session on Monday, which I do. Although I think the modeling session on Monday is going to be pretty chill, because it's the teacher said it was just going to be one long pose, which I'm better at. But normally I would exercise on a Saturday if I have a modeling session on Monday, and if I don't have a modeling session on Monday, I would exercise on Sunday. But this week I have something to do on Saturday because I'm gonna hang out with Sleepy. Yeah, I think just the issue I had with it was they weren't perfect circles, so it wasn't reading correctly. So I think doing the little stencil is helping a lot. And then we can go through and add some more intense colors in some of the areas. Which I think will also help. Because they do need to be, like, they are lighter than the background, but they're also pretty pigmented, if that makes sense. So it's like, it's lighter, but also an intense color. So I can go through and make the other colors, and it'll be better. But yeah, I think the stencil is what we needed to do. This is feeling a lot better already. So I'm glad that I figured this out a little bit. Because I picked this reference photo specifically because it was more challenging for me. So the bokeh light effect, for one, is something that I haven't done in a painting before. So I picked that. And then also there's a bunch of water droplets on the foreground flowers, and like water and glass are both like very difficult for me to conceptualize, because the way the shading works isn't the way that I want to shade something, you know? So I was like, well, we'll do this, and we'll, you know, try to figure that out, and we'll see how it goes. If I like the way this turns out, this will be a greeting card. So this one and the lovebirds I'm going to order greeting cards of, I think. And I think I already told you guys, I do have greeting cards here, and I'm packing them and getting them ready. They aren't in the shop yet, but they will be soon. If you are a patron, you have gotten to see all of the green cards and also the postcards that I ordered. I'll probably be working on getting those like properly posted on at some point this coming week. I really don't know exactly what date. But my patrons also get to claim things before they go live in my shop. So if you were like, because all of these have pretty limited quantities to start out because I'm not sure how well they're going to sell. So if you really wanted to get a hand on them, you could become a patron and have me set some aside for you special. I do have somebody who has already asked me to set aside some stuff, so this guy right here, like that. Yeah. Thank you, Stars and Shawnee. You guys work so hard for me. Thank you. And thank you, Streamlabs. Gosh, it was so funny. I was watching one of my other streamer friends streaming, and I don't know if you guys remember back when I used Streamlabs to stream, like the software, because I still do use their cloud bot because like it's fine. But it would, every time the software updated, it would absolutely tank my frame rate, and the images on screen would end up being like way delayed compared to what was actually happening. And that was happening to my friend on Streamlabs because he was streaming with Streamlabs. And so me and like all of chat were like, please change to OBS, please change to OBS. And he changed to OBS for yesterday's stream and it worked a lot better. But it was so funny because I specifically messaged Sleepy about it because my friend, That Weird Plague Doctor, who some of you might know from Libstream, he hangs out there sometimes. But I told Sleepy that Cam was streaming because he was streaming Sleepy's favorite game. Sleepy, I'm talking about you. And then, like, Cam's stream was completely scuffed and it was horrid. He did better yesterday. We got him to switch to OBS. And it's all good now. Hi, Tomato. Hi, Sleepy. Good to see you guys. Okay. Okay, try this one here. But yeah, it went better yesterday for sure, which was good. I didn't stay the whole time because I ended up getting... I've been, like, way more prone to being overstimmed lately. Which... I don't know why exactly. Well, actually, never mind. I answered my own quandary. I do know why, and it's hormones. We can curse hormones again, everybody. But I don't know. It's partially hormones and partially I think that more people are wanting to talk to me on a regular basis, so I'm getting more like notifications. What did you achieve today, Sleepy? Tell the class. But I was getting like way overstimmed yesterday because a bunch of people were messaging me. So I was like, I can't stay here anymore. I need to go sit in a hole and be quiet. Which actually meant I watched an episode of Antiques Roadshow because I found out that they have full episodes on YouTube, which is delightful. I love Antiques Roadshow. Ooh, excellent. Good work. Yeah, I use Twitch because I don't think I can run an extra piece of software. I think my laptop would die. And we need her. She's not allowed to die. It still looks like shit. I'm annoyed about it. What if I do auto white balance? Is this gonna make everything explode? Let's see. Well, that is not accurate colors, for sure. So, no. Turn that off. Mess with this. I'm just gonna keep messing with this for the entirety of stream, actually. Because I don't like the way that it looks. fine, it's fine. Yeah, that's interesting, Sleepy. I haven't had that issue. But I also, I don't know. I'm running a vastly different system to yours, I think. Which I think is also just like true of all streamers. Or like the things that fuck up for each of us are never the same. Yeah, I also have like natural light to the side, which makes it worse for sure, but my house is so dark that like that's the only way to get enough light to stream properly. Because I have like an old 70s house, like early 70s. So it's all like closed off and weird, and there is no natural light, and there's only like 3 light fixtures, and it's a mess. I don't know why nobody in the 70s thought they needed light, but it sure is a thing. I agree. Sleepy's is a good place to hang and chill. You might, if you only ever see Sleepy in Lib's channel, you might think that Sleepy is like a deranged maniac 100% of the time. This is not true. Sleepy is actually one of the chillest people that I've ever known. They just like to cause a little bit of chaos. Which, like, fair. You deserve people being sweet to you, Sleepy. Because you are also sweet to people. Yeah, fair. Sleepy contains multitudes, I guess is what I'm really saying. I just laughed so hard my back cracked, just in case anybody was wondering what my bones are up to. That laugh made my back crack. Chaotic chill, that's exactly it, Goose. You're so right. I mean, again, I will say, I've said this maybe 3 times already, but I will be on Sleepy's stream tomorrow. We will be playing Sticky Business, which Sleepy has never played, but I have played too much. I think I have 4 different save files at this point. I have a lot, okay? Sometimes you need to take a break from your really difficult day job of creating and printing stickers to create and print stickers, okay? Like, don't judge me. Because the great thing about Sticky Business is I never have to fix the fucking printer. Or the cutter, you know? It's totally different vibes. I do have a lot of Sticky experience, and definitely more Sticky experience than Sleepy in a number of fields. I did send Sleepy some of the little designs that I've made before. Yeah. Oh god. I know that Lib loves their silhouette cutter a lot, and I do think that the silhouette cutter that I have is good, but it's just, I don't know if it's the software specifically on my laptop, or if it's the Mac software in general, or if it's just a piece of shit, but I have so many problems with the software to set up. Sorry, I'm gonna mess with the camera again, because I'm dying, Squirtle. Is that better? Like, that's dark, but it does look better. But like the cutting software, that you use to make like the sheets of stickers that you can then cut, which if you watch Lib do stickers, it's the same concept. And what it does sometimes is I will put in a file for a sticker, and instead of putting in the image for that sticker, it will suck up the image from another tab that's open in the same program, and show that instead. And if there isn't another tab open, it will just show like a bunch of letters with accents, various accents over them. So like an umlaut or something. And it'll be that instead of the image. So if I try to print it from that, it will just print nonsense. And I don't understand why it does that. It's really frustrating because when that happens, I have to redo the entire sheet. Don't ask me how many times I've had to redo this because I lost count. It's so fucking annoying. Like, I talked to Lib about it, and they've had other issues with the sticker software, but not that one. There's sometimes, like, puts a line in the middle of stuff for some reason. I haven't had the line show up, but I have had it just, like, basically delete all the image information, which is so fucking weird. I don't know why it does it. I do know that it annoys the shit out of me, though, which I think you could guess by me going off on that tangent right there. Wow, this thing Katie is ranting about pisses her off? Who would have thunk it? Alright, we'll see if it's like my laptop or the software itself once I get an actual like PC instead of just the laptop that I'm streaming on. Which should happen at some point. I need to get... I've talked about this multiple times, but I need to get the flooring done in the room downstairs so that I can set up my desk so that I have someplace to put a PC. And then one of my brother's friends has offered to help me put together the PC and has like helped me pick out parts and everything, which is very nice of him. We love him for this. He's also just like a nice guy in general. So yeah, whose name is also Andrew. I joked with my brother that we like collect Andrews because we have like 4 separate Andrews, and it's gotten to the point where to specify between them, we have to say, we basically go Andrew and then go my Andrew or church Andrew kind of a situation, and it's so funny. There's just so many Andrews. A dearth of Andrews. Which isn't bad. They're all delightful people. But it is funny. Because, like, as a Katie, I'm very used to multiple people having the same name, right? So I was not the only Katie in a class until I got to college, and that only lasted, like, 2 years. So I'm very used to being Katie D, you know? Or just being called by my last name. Like, it's so common to the point that if you call Katie in public, I will probably not turn around because I will assume you're talking to somebody else. I'm way more likely to respond to Tundra. I've got it covered. Thank you, though, Coconut. The person who's helping me is, like, an actual professional IT person. And so we, like, talked about what kind of specs I needed, and he helped like specify all the parts for me. So I've already got that like vaguely priced out. And everything he put together like I forget what the website is called, you'll probably know. But it's like a little website where you can put together your build basically, and it makes you a list and tells you what things are compatible and what isn't. Yeah, I think that's it. So I have one of those already that he put together for me. And then I just get to decide how to decorate the case, you know? Which I probably will just cover it in my own stickers, honestly, because... Also, okay, this is only vaguely related, but I'm so mad that they, on, like, the PC cases, that they have a slot for the CD holder, or not holder, the like CD drive, that's the word I'm looking for. But it's just like sealed shut. Just give me the CD drive back. Give it to me. Drives me fucking nuts. Oh, that's totally fair, Sleepy. Yeah. Frickin' just give me the CD drive back. I get that you want to charge me a subscription service to like store literally anything. But like just give me the fucking CDs back. I miss them. They're like little angels to me because they are halos, you know? No, Sleepy! That's horrid. I will probably buy a CD drive, even if it can't be in the case. Like, I will still like get one so that I can burn CDs for people. Because like almost every car that I know that my friends drive still has a CD, like CD reader, right? Yeah, I'll get an external one for sure. Yeah, exactly, Shawnee. You get it. Yeah, like I do have an old like desktop Mac, but it's like old. It's from like 2011, 2010, somewhere in there. And so it does have a CD drive, but it is also fucking ancient. And it sounds like it's eating the CD whenever you put it in, which I find delightful personally. But it sounds like it's Crumption on it, and it's great. Really, I got the screen, like it's a big screen one. I got that mostly to like use it as a TV to watch movies on. Like, yes, I used it for schoolwork also, but yeah, I love that Sleepy. Ooh, thank you. Yeah, actually, by the way, Stars and I have a Discord now. We put it together. So if you want to join our Discord and see the memes that Shawnee posts or the things that I post or whatever, you should pop in and join us. Yes, Shawnee, I love that. Is there a CD emoji? Yes, there is. Perfect. I'm leaving an emoji story on your meme. There. Oh, I also have so many messages. I'm so popular. Yeah, I find like this circle is not good. Can I use my words? Maybe. I find like computer fans, especially in like the big PC cases, that sound really nice for like white noise. At the bookstore that I worked at for a super long time, when it was like really slow and it was like late at night and it was just like one of our managers working at the computer at the desk, I would climb under the desk because it was like a big round one. I would climb under the desk next to the PC case and just sit there like a little gremlin and listen to the fan. And again, I will say, nobody went, "This bitch is autistic." Like, it's so obvious, right? Nobody was like, "Little freak, get a diagnosis." Like, which is so funny because I've also never dated anybody who was neurotypical. There was one person who didn't have a diagnosis, but 100% was not neurotypical. Everybody else I've ever dated has been diagnosed with at least one brain weird, and more than often multiple. Yeah, exactly, Sleepy, exactly. I was just like, oh, well, So it's not just a type situation. It's because your brain is the same dum dum kind of situation, which is just so funny. But like the more that I look at my past. All right, good to see you, Wiggle. Safe travels. I hope your airport
This is a self-care
time
checkpoint.
isn't bad.
Do you need to take meds? Get some water? Some food? Take a break, or a stretch? Please do so now. Thank you.
I'm just gonna stim my own voice. Don't worry about it. Oh, I'm also gonna knock over 35 things. Who was I was doing this? That's what I was doing. I do think that this is looking better. This is taking forever, but I do think that it looks better. I just need to match the color levels better once we get the actual circles done. And there are a couple places where I can smooth some areas out. But progress. I also a snom, gender fluid, right? Yes. Oh my god, please do, Sleepy. I love stupid ideas. And I'm betting that it's not actually stupid. Oh, actually, there is something else I can tell you guys. Do you want to see, I'm going to ask you and then I'm going to show you anyway. Do you want to see the sticker design for June's Sticker Club? Of course you do. I need to brighten that up. That's better. It's not printed yet, but I finished this. It took forever. Yeah. So there's a bunch of different flags. I think I ended up putting 13 flags in this. You can really only see 11 of them, and then there's little peaks of 2 other ones that I wanted to nod towards. So this will be the Sticker Club sticker for my patrons who are part of the Sticker Club tier in June. What else? Do I have the ones for this month out here? I think I do. Yes, I do. This is the one for this month. It's a little lasagna with a tiger and a capybara in it. And I painted this for Cap's daughter because both she and Cap's birthday are in April and very close together. So I gave her the original art. And yeah, so this is for this month. And the next month is the little love potion that we did. So this is for May. And then the bundle of sticks one will be for June. And I'm gonna get those like printed hopefully this week. And take photos of them and everything and get the like posts set up and get them packed and all that kind of stuff. And for people who have been like a consistent member of my sticker club over time, you might get 2 months in one at the end of this month so that I don't have to worry about shipping the other ones when I've had surgery. So if you're a consistent sticker club person, you might get 2 in 1. I did send some 2 in 1 at the end of last month too. So just because I could, you know. I know people are sticking around, so. And some people are like very consistent. And most of the people who are consistent sticker club people are my friends also. So but yeah. Ooh, I missed which one you got. And yes, Snom is so powerful. We love Snom. I'm gonna complain about this every single time that I can. I wish Discord would let us choose our own message sounds like AIM used to, because I want to make the Snom call, which is the sound like their Snom cry is the sound for the alert with that redeem. I want to make that like my message tone on Discord, because the one that they have, if I hear that sound like more than once a minute, I want to claw my own ears off. I hate it. It's an annoying sound. And like, that isn't anything against the sound itself. It didn't do anything. But the fact that I can't change it makes me hate it. I miss when we got to like actually personalize the things that we had, and when we got to actually own it also. Let's just bitch about technology today, huh? Okay, getting that back up. I do think that in a few minutes I'm gonna take a quick break so I can get up and do some stretchies and like go to the bathroom and stuff. But we'll finish this little section here and then I will do that. Excellent. I will look at that during the break and give you my thoughts, I guess. I mean, you get my thoughts for free anyway, most of the time. It's almost like we're friends or something. I guess I didn't do this little guy here. What size are you, little man? What about that? God, I'm also like so stuffed up. And I know it's because of breakup, but like, can we not? It's gonna get worse once the trees start. I was gonna say start pollinating, but I think the actual word I should use when the trees start coming. Because that's what they're doing. Yeah, seems like it might be time for a break and maybe a little bit of uh, a breathing exercise moment. Some soothing activities. Yes, come trees. Okay. This is looking way better. I'm way happier with this. I still need to... This guy is still a little wibbly. So I am going to take a quick break, which means I'm going to run some ads. Don't look at them. We hate capitalism here. So like you can take a break with me. You can get up and do a little stretch, which is what I'm going to do. You can go to the bathroom. You can get up and get a drink or a snack. You can go look at something that's farther away from you than your screen because that's good for your eyeballs. And then we will meet back here, okay? It'll be 3 minutes. Sorry, Cap, I'm taking a break right now. I'm just wandering off. But yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna be happy that I'm taking a break. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna run 3 minutes of ads, and then we will continue on with our little Bokeh light experiment here. Tried to say experience and experiment at the same time. Anyway, okay, be right back. All right, I'm back. You should probably be back too, at least from the ads. So we can be here together. I'm still not happy with how the camera looks today. I just I'm just gonna be mad about it all the time forever. Um I'm just gonna keep messing with this because I'm still not happy with it. I don't know. I don't know. It's making me grouchy. The colors are just like not accurate, and like it's getting like too dark or too light, and it's a mess. And it's annoying me. And I know that it's partially because this camera wasn't made to be an art camera, but like also, yeah, and it was like darker, like it got too light and then I darkened it up, and there's like not a good balance. And it's irking me. It's like, if I do this, it's gonna get like super bright. And I can like make this go down, but that's still like, that's not an accurate color. Look at how washed out that is. It's just, I don't know why it sucks so bad. I mean, I do know why. The answer is that it's a Logitech camera and they're shit. But it's like so annoying to try and get accurate colors on them. Oh, that sounds lovely, Cap. Does that help at all? Not really. I give up. I say I give up. I'm gonna mess with it again in 15 minutes. Hey. What I need is a better camera, but that costs a lot of money that I don't have, so. What I need is an actual DSLR to capture colors correctly. But again, expensive. I do have like an actual camera DSLR and not like a webcam one. But I can't set that up with my setup currently anyway, because I don't have the space, because I'm still in the living room. Yeah, it's just irritating me today. Like right now it looks great for the darker pieces. Like that looks fabulous. But like if I pull this out, this is so washed out. Oh, that's actually better than it was earlier. So maybe I did, improve stuff a little bit. It's just annoying. That's all. It's fine. It's not that big a deal. But I'm gonna be dramatic about it apparently. Yeah, maybe. I also drastically changed some of the settings. I lowered the contrast by like a lot. Yeah, I saw. I will look at them properly after I get off stream and then save them all and tell you how handsome you are. Because that's how it goes. The size. Yeah, and the thing with Logitech is that in order to make it quote unquote easier to use, they've really locked a lot of the settings, so there's like steps to it that you can't change. So like the focus you can't adjust by tiny margins. There's like a slider with certain landing pads that you have to do, which is not fucking helpful. Like that actually makes trying to focus the camera way worse, and it's because they want you to use their autofocus in their program. But like, no, you suck actually. Especially with like art when it's in this state, it's not going to think it's ever focused because it technically isn't focused, right? It's blurry watercolor, and that's the point. But it's so fucking annoying. Yeah, 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 yeah. Logitech sucks, just in case anybody was wondering. But it was what was affordable at the time that I got a webcam, so there's only so much to be done about it. Eventually, I will be able to afford a nice camera, and then I won't be annoyed by it every other stream for the rest of eternity. But for now, this is what we have. So. Ooh. I do think that I need to darken up some of the green spots in here so that it looks like more of a gradient, because right now it's very blue, you know? But that is easy peasy to do. So not a big issue. But I was mostly focused on this bit for today. Because I do think this painting is going to take a while, honestly, partially because I'm doing a couple techniques that I haven't done before, so we're going to be kind of like poking and adjusting and messing with it. And also, we're at the time of the month where my brain isn't going to work the way that I want it to. So we're going to just, be gentle with ourselves as much as we can and give ourselves the space to play around with stuff and not worry about it. Which I do have one other project I want to get done, but I might do that digitally. Actually, I should send what I have to Cap and see what he thinks. Because I think I told Cap this already. But you know that I'm being vague on purpose. That prompt reel, Cap, that I said if this color won, I would be able to do that. I started sketching it. And I'm not happy with it yet. But I will show you what I have and see what you think. I say not happy with it yet as if I'm ever happy with anything that I make. Hashtag artist problems. Yeah, I'll send it to you. There's a couple of things that I think I can improve, but made progress on it at least. Now that I've got the June sticker like solidified too, that'll help because I'll actually have time to work on it a little more. I also still need to, this is just going to be me saying my to-do list right now. I also need to work on packing those green cards as best I can before I launch them. And I have paperwork I need to do today too, actually. Hi, Matto. Good to see you. Like carve out right in there a little bit. Also, this piece is going to be like a bitch to frame because I did not leave anything on the sides. Matting this piece is going to be a disaster. So good luck whoever gets this. How you holding up, Matto? I know you've been having like a hell of a week. Ah, good. I'm glad you got some rest. Yeah, yeah. What I don't think I've ever told Cap this, so we might get a grumble in chat. My dad has some of my pieces, and um apparently his framer, who works at the same company that Cap works at in a different location, complains when my dad brings in my pieces because, especially on my older stuff, I only have like about a quarter of an inch on the edges. So my dad makes sure to tell me that every time he shows me one of my pieces that he got framed. Um, good. I'm glad to hear that, Matto. I'm glad that's going well. I know you've got a lot of other stuff going on, so I'm glad something's going well because you definitely deserve it. Yeah, right? It's like, okay, well then don't buy my pieces. Maybe don't work in framing if you can't frame things. Just throwing that out there. Yeah, I don't know. I just realized my dad mentioned that to me when he got another one of my pieces framed the other day, and I didn't tell Cap. He was busy with something, so I couldn't tell him right away. Ooh, what'd you get for lunch, Sleepy? Yeah, I don't know. Ooh, this band, ACS, has a new album out that I haven't had a chance to listen to yet. And I should do that. I haven't even added it to the playlist yet. Because I haven't had a chance to listen to it. So I should do that at some point. Maybe I'll make time to do that on Sunday. Because normally I would do it on Saturdays, but tomorrow I'm hanging out with Sleepy. In case you guys didn't hear me say that 4 times already. I will be on Sleepy's stream at 11 a.m. my time, so an hour ago is when we would have started-ish. An onion patty. Interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't like the onion patty, but I can understand the concept. Yeah, it would be 3 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, I don't like onion. Yeah, I got you, Coconut. I'm good at my time zones in the US. Well, I guess in North America, because being in Alaska, you have to do that math on a regular basis. And when I worked at the bookstore, I had to call publishers as part of my job. So I had to be able to like figure out when people were actually open and when they weren't. So Sleepy loves onions. This is something I've learned about Sleepy. But also would like avoid using onions for me is the other thing I've learned about Sleepy. Oh yeah, the type of onion is a big deal. I do like a sweet Walla Walla in some potato salad. It has to be Walla Walla though. I grew up in Oregon, so Walla Walla is the only sweet onion. But I was saying, I don't think I finished my thought. But on Sunday, I am gonna try and figure out how to snake my bathtub drain. I bought an electric snake, and I'm gonna see if I can make it so that my bathtub will actually drain properly for the first time since I moved into this house. Because I think I mentioned this before. Hi, Nerdleen! Happy belated birthday! Well, to both of you, I guess. But I want to, it doesn't drain correctly, and so my bathtub gets really gross and slippery, and I would like it to not be slippery after I have surgery. Because having surgery is enough. I don't think I need to fall in the shower also. So. Yeah, it's so cute that they have, like, their birthdays so close together. It's freaking adorable. Okay, I think we've got our circles. Oh, yes, I want to see that. That sounds delightful. I do think I need to mess with the pigmentation here. Oh, I was like, why is my paintbrush not showing? It's out of frame. Exactly, Sleepy. So yeah, messing with pigmentation. And then messing, actually let's do the background a little first, and then that will dry so it'll be easier to make nice circle shapes. But let me just like darken up in here a little bit so it feels more attached to the rest of the painting. Why do I... Oh, I remember. Never mind. I answered my own question. I was like, why do I have a white spot in my palette over here? And that's because the white gouache that I had broke up the last time I was wiping my palette down, and I ended up dumping a bunch of tiny pieces into a bunch of the wells, so it's fine. I have no clue about Sea of Thieves, but I do know plenty of games have hacker issues. Though I don't know that I've really dealt with a lot of hacker issues since I was playing Pokemon a lot. Yeah, isn't it nice? I mean, to be fair, nature made these colors first. I'm copying nature. But yeah, it's nice. I also like, I kind of covered it up a little bit, but there's kind of like an orangey tone here. That was just this color mixed with a little bit of green to make that kind of orangey color, which is interesting. I do at some point, I've mentioned wanting to do this for a couple of months now, but I do want to do like a color wheel of the colors I have in my palette with everything mixed together to see like what my actual range is. And maybe to change what's in my palette a little bit, because I think I do have some like overlapping pigments that I don't really need. So at some point we'll do that. I don't know when I'll have time. Because, oh, this is the other thing I need to mention. The first week of May, the only stream that week is going to be on Friday, because I have an appointment on Monday and I have an appointment on Tuesday, and it's gonna mean I can't stream either of those days. And instead of trying to like finagle my schedule, I'm just gonna be like, actually, I'm gonna take it a little easy. And yeah, we'll see. Well, I guess the first full week of May is what I should say. So the 4th, the week of the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Because I have a passport appointment and I have my pre-op appointment, which got moved from a Wednesday to Tuesday. So I do kind of need to do both of those. I'm hoping to get in my paperwork for my passport and my photo and everything before I have surgery. That was my goal. So, because maybe I can miss the like summer rush and I'll get it pretty quick, but we'll see. I do still need to figure out getting a money order for that to send in with my stuff. They're like, they won't accept cash or whatever. You have to send in either a check or a money order, and I straight up do not have checks for my bank account anymore. Like, I have not written a check since like 2007 or something ridiculous. Like, who uses checks anymore? Not me. So I don't even know where any are. I probably have a stack of them that they gave me when I made the account somewhere, but I don't know where. Okay, that feels a little more gradient-y. I think like right here too. But yeah, I'm trying to get like everything set up before I have surgery, and we'll see how well that actually works. Because I'm betting I do a lot of prep for stuff, and then a lot of the prep I didn't need to do, which is fine because it still means that I got, you know, some stuff done that I've been meaning to get done. But I think also I'm probably going to end up forgetting something really important because I'm me. So, yeah, I know some people use checks, but like, we're like direct deposit nation now, or pay me in cash, you know, because I do have cash on hand, but there we go. That looks better. Yeah, at the bookstore that I worked at for a long while, I was just getting checks, which, looking back, the reason that I did that was because of ADHD and being bad at money management because of ADHD. But I would purposefully get checks so that I would have to deposit them and I could hold on to them for a little bit and then deposit them when I needed more money. Because if I just had all the money in my account, I would like blow through it really fast. Which, fun fact, that's an ADHD symptom. Is being bad at money management. So, hee. Brain hacks. It's so wild to like look back and suddenly like be like, oh, you know? Like, I see. All of this was actually a symptom. Okay, I do think that gradient looks better. It doesn't look like just we've got this dark section and then we've got a light section. It feels more gentle now, which is good. I think figuring out what colors I want to do for these, because it should, the way the Bokeh light works is that it kind of like breaks the background into its component colors a little bit. So you'll get like a really bright yellow and then like a lighter green and then a very dark green kind of a situation from this kind of background. And then also we've got a little bit of the magenta bleeding into that. So figuring out which colors to do is really just figuring out what is in the background a little bit. And there is Bokeh light in the reference. I'm not doing a one-to-one of the reference image, which means that I kind of have to decide my own colors in a fair amount of these. So we're gonna work on that and see how I do. That was just a lot of talk to explain that we're gonna use some bright colors. Hello, Cursed Jar of Bees. Thank you, and happy Friday to you too. I love your username. That's great. It sounds like a D&D item, like Cursed Jar of Bees. That's fabulous. I love this. I love the little world that username has made me create. Welcome in and thank you. I will say something nice about myself. I did say something nice earlier for Wiggle too, which I will repeat since some of you weren't here. I said that I was a good cook earlier today. And then, let's see. For right now, I will say that I'm good at making my own sewing patterns. How about that? I started work yesterday on copying a headband that I have that I use with headphones when I sleep. And the company that I bought it from stopped making the headbands the same way. So I copied the headband basically and I made my own pattern. So I've got the fabric and everything and I'm going to work on cutting that out and making some duplicates so that I have extra ones so I don't need to worry about when it's washed and stuff. Oh, that's great. I love that. I did not know there was a grenade type weapon in Dragon Age. That's fucking fantastic. I love that. Oh yeah, actually, I don't know that I've talked about this lately. Thank you for the follow. Oh my gosh, we got the follower goal today thanks to the raid earlier too. Fantastic. What was I doing? Advent book. That's what I was doing. This project is technically on hiatus now because the person that I was making it for has not talked to me since October. But that has a lot of my embroidery and stuff, and it's a pattern that I made myself, and a concept that I made myself. So instead of like a hanging cloth advent calendar that just has little pockets for each day, it's made to be a like closed book, and then each page has a pocket on it, and the pockets were made specifically to fit a package of Pokemon cards. But yeah, I did all the designing for that, so I came up with the concept, I made the pattern myself, I did all the embroidery designs myself. I've done all of the work on it so far hand stitched, so it's just a million times of me stabbing fabric. Good BP. Yeah, go take a break.
Go piss, girl.
And go chill. I did just take a little break a few minutes ago, so I don't know that I can actually run ads right now. I don't know that it'll let me, because sometimes they like limit you to how often you can run them in an hour. No, it looks like it'll let me. Yeah, BP had a rough day, so everybody give BP a hug. Put every single hug emote that you have in chat for BP, because BP's having a hard day. And honestly, BP was often having a hard day because of that job, because people there were mean to him, and so we hate them. We hated them before this, but now we super hate them. Because we don't like anybody who's mean to BP. Yeah, I think it will give you the opportunity to find a place that treats you a lot better, and I hope that's the case, but it's still like one of those things where it's like scary to like suddenly be without income and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, excellent. I love everybody's hug emotes. Here, I have one that nobody else in chat has. I will put it in too. Oh, actually, I think I have two that I can do. Hang on. There we go. Yeah, I legitimately hope that you can find someplace that's better for you, BP. Because I know that job was stressing you out a lot. And to not put too fine a spin on it, your coworkers were bitchy. Like, your coworkers were kind of mean. Okay, I just finished my coffee. So BP has commanded that I take a break. So I'm going to do that really fast. Again, I'm going to run 3 minutes of ads. I'm going to get up and stretch. I'm going to go rinse out my coffee cup. And maybe I'm going to grab a little snackaroonie so that I can munch on it while we're working on this, so that I can stream a little longer today. Today, we can talk about it, BP. I've already mentioned it multiple times on stream. So later today, in about 3 hours, Rainbow is having her big subathon for her 6-year affiliate anniversary, which is incredible. And I will definitely be hanging out there because I love Rainbow. And I also love her little Meep Sheep awards, which are adorable. And since voting has closed, I will say that if I do not win Most Lewd Viewer, you guys are going to hear my scream from space. I've earned it. I didn't want to say that while the voting was still open because I didn't want people to feel like I was pressuring them to vote a certain way. But I will say it now because the form is closed. Because I think I've earned that rightfully. So, okay, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be right back. You guys should also take a break. You can go get a little stretch, a snack, a drink, look at something that's farther away from you than your screen. You know, I don't know, go outside and kick a rock if you feel like it. Stand outside on your porch with your arms out like you're on the front of the Titanic. I don't know, do something good for your brain. And then we will meet back here in a few, okay? All right, I'm back, and I didn't open this before I unmuted my mic. So you guys get to have ASMR Possum opens a little snack. Because these wrappers are like loud. So sorry about it. But once I get this out, it'll be okay, and then we won't need to hear the god awful wrapper anymore. All right. It's not an exciting snack. It's a little protein bar. And the flavor is not very good, but we found out because we were trying a new flavor of them. I guess my brain is just gonna shut down for a little bit. That's fine. We don't need it. I don't need a brain. That's fine. Yeah, I think we can move away from the venting situation today, Coconut. I feel like you're kind of keeping yourself in a bad mood by constantly talking about all the things that are disappointing you today. So if you need to get that disappointment out, I think doing a free write in a Word program is probably a better bet than doing it in chat today, okay? Like, I get you're going through it, but you're doing a lot of disappointment stuff that isn't related to what's happening in chat right now. So you aren't actually part of the discussion. Yeah, I've had to work really hard to get my brain to do anything positive for me, and it still is really bad at it. So, you know, we don't need it. We can just go, huh? What? And be sleepy coded all day. Okay, coloring Bokeh. That's where we're at. I was making a yellow or green. That's what I was doing. Yeah, exactly. And honestly, especially when I'm like in a bad mood, it helps me a lot to like work on forcing myself to look positively at things, you know? So it's kind of like the finding a silver lining situation. And if you do that enough, like over time, it really does change how your brain reacts to things. And I can tell you that straight up because I've been working on that for like a decade. So, yeah. Yeah, for sure, Coconut. I think that's a good choice for you. Hi, Bean. Good to see you. What? That's where we're at right now. Deciding where to put this color is what I'm doing right now because we've got a lighter situation right here. So I think doing a lighter green right there. Easter shopping, exciting. Oh man, I should have asked my brother to get some malt eggs when he went to the store. Love me some malt eggs. Okay, I want to let that dry so that... Oh, my stream is like a little behind. Just a little though, it's okay. It's just because my laptop is stressed. Yes, that's not bothering me, Shawnee. Alright, Coconut. But I want to let that dry so that the circles interact with each other. In a layer sense and not a, Ooh! Sounds good. I haven't made a tiny one in a bit. I know Nerdling is a purple fan. And I do have a nice purple right here. Ooh. These are so crookedly cut. Ah, and a glitter one that's BP's choice. I think BP did step away for a little bit, but I do also know that BP's favorite color is red. So if BP is not here to pick a color, I will be red for him. Where are the skizzers? There they are. I do think that... Ooh, and another one that's Cap's choice. I love that, Shawnee. You're so sweet. What color would you like, my love? I'm just evening up this strip so that it will actually make a nice star. Because I cut a bunch of these at once when I was doing it, so. Are you gonna stay there or are you gonna slide? You're gonna slide. Can we not? It's not a roller coaster. Thank you. I do know your favorite color. I will do your fave color. So we will make a little tiny star for Nerdling. Isn't Shawnee just like the sweetest person? I don't know what the world did as a whole to earn Shawnee, but I'm glad we did it. Yeah, exactly, Shawnee. That's very sweet. There is a thing, like I don't think that it's like a real story, but there's like a folk tale or something, or a thing somebody made up once, that the stars are supposed to represent wishes. So I think that that's cute and on brand. Ooh, the tiny ones I sometimes end up throwing across the room. Don't worry about it. Especially when my nails aren't very long. I don't have my little pincers. Yeah, we love Shawnee here. If you don't love Shawnee, get out. We love and appreciate our Shawnee. Alright, a teeny tiny little star for Nerdling. Look at it, it's so small. It's so small. Small. Legitimately, love Shawnee or get the fuck out. To give you some behind the scenes info on my stream, it summoned Rainbow. Hi, Rainbow. We've been talking about you today. But I legitimately have banned somebody from my stream for being mean to Shawnee elsewhere. If you don't like Shawnee, I don't like you. Legitimately. Like, if you have a problem with Shawnee, then there is something wrong with you. Like, wrong with you. Yeah, hi Rainbow. Happy 6th anniversary. I'm doing 2 little purple ones because I feel like it. It's my stream. I can do what I want. Yes, today's the day. And I'm excited to go spend time with Rainbow later. Because I will never shut up about how cute the meat awards are. Like, that's such a brilliant idea and it's so adorable. Rainbow does a little awards show where we all vote on different topics and stuff. Right, Cap? Real. Yeah. Of course, of course. Do what you gotta do. I appreciate the lurk, always. We are lurker friendly here. Yeah, I'm excited. The award show is so fucking cute. Like, I can't get over what a great idea it is. Ugh. Throwing tiny little stars all over the place. It's fine. I think perhaps I'm not particularly motivated to finish this painting today because then I know that I'll have to get another project ready for stream on Monday. I didn't think I was going to finish this today, but I also am not making as much progress as I thought I was going to, which is fine. It's not a big deal. The only deadline for this is the end of the month, and we got time. So, and honestly, that deadline could be a little bit squidgy if I needed it to be. I do need to get the next color in focus poll pulled and scheduled today, I think, because we're nearing that time. Right, there's a second little baby star for not so baby nerdling. And BP hasn't come back, so I think we will just do red because I know that's BP's favorite color. And you know what? I'm just gonna do 2 because you guys deserve to. And let me pick a nice green for Cap because that's his favorite color. I don't know that I have like a good forest green, but you have some greens in here. Like, I have some options here. I don't have a purchasing problem, you two. Yeah, I think this is the best green that I have. I'll do that. There's just like a random hot pink one outside of the container over there. Don't know why. Oh, nice, Tens. We love a Pizza Friday. Put the lid back on that so those don't spill friggin' everywhere. Ooh, I'm excited to hear what it is, Rainbow. I haven't been able to hang out quite as much lately, so I probably missed more of the figuring out. Orange, okay. I think I do have orange. It's like a nice pumpkin-y orange. Which is my favorite kind of orange, personally. There's one red glitter star. We're gonna make a second one just for kicks and giggles. And maybe I'm gonna sneeze. Yay! Safe travels, Tens. What is that? I need to trim that because it's gonna be a bad place. There we go. That's better. Much better. There we go. Okay. Second red glitter star for the BP. And we could do some green ones. Let me... Oh, it's literally right next to me. Yeah, here's an orange one. I will do that after I do these ones, because I will do them in order. That's a good idea, Coconut. I did just get... I don't know if did I tell you guys this? I don't know. I'll tell you again if I did. But I did get a new tarot deck that I've been using because Goosetown had it. And pulled a very accurate card for me, I think, the other day when we raided. And I love the idea of the deck. So it's based around like mythology and folklore and folk tales kind of a thing. I've been really enjoying that because I got the actual deck, and then I got the little storybook that goes along with it that tells you the story that each of the cards is based on. It's been very interesting. Yeah, isn't it nice, Sleepy? And I don't know, I just think it's cute. So I've talked a fair amount about my big bad depression slump. One of the things that I did to like start being creative again after I started coming out of that was to fold a lot of origami stars. So I have like, I don't know, I forget the actual size, but it's like maybe 3-gallon glass jar that's like half full of stars that I folded, which is why I have all this paper already. Of course, Rainbow. I will add a pink one for you. But so I just have a huge jar of the origami stars that I started folding again once I like had enough energy to be vaguely creative, but like this one is being difficult. Can you not? Thank you. But didn't like have a lot of creative energy, but a little bit, you know. Yeah, that seems like a good hobby for you to do, Coconut, since you were just saying you wanted a hobby. And it's pretty relatively cheap to get into too. Here we have caps and nerdling stars next to each other because that's the way it should be. Here they can go in here. BPs can go in here. You guys can see the jar. I can move the painting out of the way because that's what we're doing right now. This is a jar of all the stars that I've folded for stream. Here's the orange one. Then we will add a pink glitter one for Rainbow. This pink. Don't even need to ask. I know you want the hot pink. Ah, cool, Coconut. I don't know. For me, I really have to be careful about trying to get into a new hobby because it has to be something that doesn't need a lot of specialized equipment because of the ADHD. Yeah, this one is for Coconut. But I have to be careful because of the ADHD. It's really easy to try to get into a new hobby, but the actual hobby that you're partaking in is buying new things for a hobby. And so you'll get really into something and buy a bunch of equipment and then not be interested in it. Yeah, this is the pink, just to compare. I just pulled out the paper so that I would have it ready. So there we go. The orange one goes in the bucket, and now we do pink. Especially with ADHD, because like purchasing things is a dopamine activity, right? So I'm always very cognizant of when I'm interested in something. I'm like, okay, am I actually interested in trying to do this? Or am I just looking for an excuse to buy stuff? You know? It's one of those things that, like, once you notice a pattern, you can, like, narrow in on it and be like, ah, I need to think about my own actions for a second here. Because my mom was definitely like that too. Which is why I have inherited a loom and a spinning wheel. Teeny tiny, we want blue already. I have multiple blues. Would you like a brighter blue? Like this blue? I also have a paler blue. That's like this. Okay, bright blue, you got it. I do think that I saw. Okay, start at the beginning of the thought, Katie. Um, there's a person who does like small batch skirt designs, and not just skirts, on that I follow on Tumblr. Not my Kern, another person who I think uses the same manufacturer but does different kind of patterns. Who added a tip option to their shop where you basically like tip and then you get to pick and then you get like a random button or pin or something from a bucket that they send to you as like a tip. So technically you're buying something, but it's just like a random little goodie, kind of like you would do in a small shop. I was thinking that might be fun to do with like a scoop of origami stars, because I can give you like I could send out a little scoop of stars from my big bucket versus this one. This one is you guys, so until we fill this up, they stay in here. Because once this gets filled up, I'm going to give a commission giveaway in chat. And also one of these keychains, which is why I have that one in here. Because I do still have a bunch of these keychains. Because even though there was a lot of like excitement about them, nobody bought them. So yeah, but yeah, exactly, like a kind of gotcha machine, except you get like something that my little greasy hands have touched, you know. There we go. Little teeny blue star for Bean. There we go. I don't know why I made that voice, but that sure is a thing that just happened. All right. I believe that is all the stars y'all were owed, and a couple extra. So yeah. Ooh. Take this out and then we can just kind of swirl this around a bit. It makes a nice sound. I don't know if you can hear it. This is our little galaxy. All of our stars. Sure. Do that. Okay. You get to pick right or left. Embrace a sense of belonging. You are loved. I think that's a good one for today. I love that this has like a finger smudgy for me on there. Okay. Bokeh lights. And a little distraction, which is good. I also have a bunch of little paper pieces here that I need to remember to throw away when I get up. You can go there. I'll remember to grab you if you're there. Okay. That's not the brush I want. I want this one. Okay, I think doing this. But you can't see what I'm doing, but trust me, I'm mixing a color that is relevant to what we're doing, I'm sure of it. But I think doing like a little bit like this. Like a bit of like a more saturated kind of green. I think I will do some of this up here too. I think this one. I feel like it's way later in the day than it actually is. Classic rainbow. Well, progressive, but that's a good one. I do have a little bit of an orangey color over there. So let's do like this color right there. Yep. All of them. Be a little bit brownish. Because these are, I know we don't like super go into color theory much, but red and green are complementary colors, which means that together they make brown. But you can always like tint the brown a little bit to one direction or the other. Which is why if you went like a more muted tone, you add a little bit of a complementary color to it. And that just means they're across from each other on the color wheel. The classic color wheel. There's other color wheels. There's shrimp color wheels, if you will. Doing this like darker yellow. Yeah, sure. It's magic. I'm a witch. We know this. As the colors up here are darker than they are closer to the bottom, which is why I'm using like these kind of darker, more muted tones here. I might actually do a second layer on this guy. I want it to be pretty tonally similar to the background. Yeah. It's because they're complementary colors, so they complement each other, so they bring out, they make each other more vibrant, you know? So they're made to look good together. That's a good one, Sleepy. I'm very fond of like a, me being so specific about mixing colors that I lose my train of thought. I'm very fond of like a bright blue kind of teal situation and a warm brown, like a red based brown. That's one of my favorite color combos ever. I think, yeah, I'll just go with this one. You guys like can't see that. That's fine. Yeah, that's a nice one. I am also a big fan of the classic purple and yellow. Yeah, definitely. I think I actually want this to be one yellow here. I think that's too similar to the background, actually. Let's futz with that a little bit. That's better. That's a little bit more clear from the background. Oh, Sleepy, I'm sorry. I saw that you asked earlier if there's a way to do a star with two colors. And I like read that and then never responded to it. And not really, unless I have a multicolored paper. And mostly I just have plain colored paper. Just because it's easier to deal with. Yeah, I knew you of all people would understand. I just like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh shit, I meant to answer that. And I do have some papers that are multicolored, but not a lot of them. And I don't think I have any up here. Oh, I have these ones. So there are some, these ones are like glow in the dark. So the little designs on these ones are glow in the dark. I have some little Totoro papers also, because I love Totoro, that are multicolored. But that's pretty much it. Because like when you fold them, you can't really see the patterns anyway. So, blue polka dot. This guy, it's stars and not polka dots. Isn't that so cute? It's hard to see just because they're really little, but they're stars. Yeah, you got it. Sometimes when people are just like, pick for me, I grab something from that bin. These ones are also like a lot weirder to fold because it's a vellum paper versus like a regular like tree paper, you know what I mean? So they're a little bit more delicate. Like it'll tear a lot easier, so you gotta be careful. And these ones also tend to like collapse when you fold them sometimes when you do the tips. But that one went fine. There we go. Ta-da! Into the bucket with ye. Okay. I do think I kind of want to leave this color one just like that because I think that's really good for the whole situation, if you will. But we are going to do some other colors over here. I think this guy can be like this. Also, this random hair that's on my paintbrush can fuck off. Excuse you? How dare you invite yourself to my artwork? Yeah, I think using that stencil was the right call, because this looks a lot better to me. Yeah, of course! Let me actually take a progress photo while I'm thinking about it. Doop, 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 doop. I think this guy should be this color. I think I need another like bright yellow one. Just like straight yellow. Here. It's not going to be like a complete yellow because we already have some green underneath, but it'll still be more yellow than it was before. You need to change one of these because I think those are too similar right now. Decisions. There's something in that camp. How's that? Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, getting outside is definitely good for your mental health. I actually considered taking a walk yesterday because it's like at the moment it's clear enough that I can walk to the little park that's down the way without issue. When it's icy, it's really bad, but it's been okay lately. I think I kind of want to do something that's like more intense here. Like that, maybe. Like here. I've also been thinking that I would like to do more paintings that like aren't on stream and are just for me learning stuff. I was thinking about going back to the food paint challenge that we used to do a lot of and doing those in like the little watercolor sketchbook that I have. Just want to make this a little pinker. Just a little though. Yeah. I feel like in the long term, it's going to be better for you if you don't do a huge amount all at once. One of the things, especially with neurodivergency, especially like when we're starting a new program or a new task or something like that, we kind of get the dopamine from doing a new activity and then it wears off if you treat it like a hyper focus. So if you want to do something long term, you have to like do small, like make yourself do small bits over time. And then you can build up the practice as you go, which is also better for your body in general. Because one of the things you need to think about too is how rough that stuff can be on your knees and all that kind of stuff. Flopping in. Hi, Adam. Good to see you. I want this to be just a little bit more intense. How's it going? Oh, I didn't see what it was. Was it trans? Storm seems to be pretty accurate today. Ooh, what's for dinner? Need to know if I'm coming over or not. Quesadillas. That sounds good. I think I'm probably having leftovers for dinner today. Yeah, so just a general tip. The muscles that you use when walking are different than the muscles that you use while you're standing. So doing a bunch of walking on a treadmill won't necessarily help you when you're just standing still, for a long time. So one of the ways that I started getting used to standing for long periods of time, and I still can't for very long because of my hypermobility, um, but you can just like stand for like 5 minutes or something, and then sit back down and do some stretches or something. But if you're in really rough shape, what I did was I started by just making sure I stood the same way in a spot for the entirety of brushing my teeth because I have an electric toothbrush, so it's a free 2-minute timer. Um, but yeah, walking won't necessarily help with that, especially treadmill kind of walking. I'm knowledgeable about many things because many of my things don't work the way they're supposed to. But I'm just that kind of person where if I don't know something, I'll look it up. So I end up knowing a variety of things. Yeah, good thinking, Rainbow. Rainbow is definitely more fitness focused than I am. I'd trust her opinion over mine. I mean, I don't think it's a better than nothing situation because you have other options. So if you're deciding to do the treadmill because it's better than nothing, then that's a false dichotomy that you've created for yourself, and that's a you problem, buddy. Because there are lots of other options. Again, like I said, you don't need to do a long session. Doing a little bit and building up is way better for long-term gains in both mobility and muscle. So I think perhaps that you're just creating this situation in your head where you need to do it a certain way that actually doesn't match reality. Actually, I won't do yellow there. I changed my mind. Yeah, I'm not a runner either. My brother does running. But not so much since he got COVID. He really got long COVID bad and it messed with him. I don't know if he's going to run this summer or not. Again, I think, Coconut, I think that you make situations for yourself that are more complicated than they actually are because you set yourself into a mindset that you aren't breaking yourself out of. So, like, yes, you may gravitate towards your chair, but that doesn't mean you need to buy an elliptical in your house. Like, there are other options that are less expensive. So, like, there are those little pedal things that you can put underneath your chair that will help get your muscles to a place that will be better, especially your ankles, for standing for long periods of time. You can also set, an hour timer or something so that when you're sitting in your chair, at an hour mark, you get up and do a couple squats or something. But you've created this whole situation that does not match reality because you think that things have to be harder than they are. But there's a lot of other options there. If you're making your own problems, then you can also make your own solutions. So just changing your mindset from that will do a lot for you. I want to do a color this intense there. I don't know if I do. Let's see what I think. Okay, that isn't as out there as I thought it was going to be. That's fine. Thank you, Cap. I think the real secret to this was just using a stencil, honestly. I think that was my issue with it, was that my circles were too wobbly, so I'm glad that I, one, saw that Instagram reel when I did, and two, decided to try it out, because I think that really helped a lot. Yeah, again, Coconut. So I live in one of the cities that is voted top 10 least walkable in the US regularly. So instead of going out to walk in places that are unsafe, I do exercise in my house. Again, you're making this weird dichotomy for every single decision you make, where it's either this or this. But there is so much grayscale in everything. Yes, Adam, and that is your right as the chef to steal all of the crispy cheese. And honestly, Coconut, I'm kind of hitting my limit with this discussion. I'm not going to lie to you. So it would be nice if we could stop doing the doomerism thing again and move on to something that is more related to what's happening on stream. Okay, I think maybe I'm making these a little bit too pigmented. So once they dry, I'm probably going to go over with some water and then lift a little bit up so it leaves the whisper of pigment and color instead of making it so dark. Because the lights do need to lift off light-wise from the background, and I think I've maybe made those too dark. So let's work on that a little bit and see what I think. I will dink an oiter, thank you. I think maybe no, I changed my mind. Never mind. I don't think maybe. I don't think. I was gonna say maybe I want to do a halo effect around the bokeh lights because that is something that happens, but I don't know if I'd be able to do that in a way that would make sense to do physically. I could go back through with the stencil and try to do that, but I think that's just going to end up making things more of a mess. Because we have worked this paper quite a bit. So I think we're getting to a point where it needs to chill out. Well, I need to chill out. Just add a little bit of yellow to this guy, and that's great. What are you achieving, Sleepy? I did. So, I almost got stuck in a side quest this morning. If you're in Discord, you'll notice that the past two Friday streams, I've gotten stuck in a side quest and like was late for my own stream. Ooh, have good supper. Ooh, nice. I love that, Sleepy. I'm excited to see. Exciting. I can't wait to see. Yeah. I was like, do I want to do this while it's still wet? Yeah, I do. Fuck it. Fuck it, we ball. I know this is just because I've been working on it, but I don't know if adding this color actually added anything to the lights. I think maybe it made them feel less like lights. I think also maybe I've just been staring at this too long. And it's actually better than I think it is, kind of like last time, where I stepped away from stream and then came back to stare at it later in the day and was like, actually, I don't know why I was so up my own ass about this. It's fine. Such is the way. Ooh, yeah, have a good dinner. I need to think about what I'm having for lunch. If I don't think about it ahead of time, I won't do it. I do have a lot of good snacky items, so maybe I will make a charcuterie board equivalent. Really, it's more like a Lunchable, but you know, same diff. That's okay, Shawnee. It's the Tum Beasts, I think, in your case. Let me go let that dry before I do that. Remember when I said I was going to leave those ones the way they were? I lied. Actually, what if we just added a little bit of this? What if? Just a little bit. It's fine. I love how much time. I was like, I'm just going to do a really loose and easy background. And then I've spent like 2 whole streams on it. This is why I can't do anything simply. I'm just incapable. I'm like, I'll just do something easy. And then I overcomplicated it. Although, to be clear, I do really like this and I'm glad I did it this way. But it's just really funny to me how I'm always like, it'll be easy. And then I'm like, actually, we need to make this into a million steps right now. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm like, I'll just do something that doesn't have any meaning. And then I work on the sketch and I'm like, okay, but what if we added 7 different features that have personal meaning to me? What if? That's kind of how my tattoo ended up too, honestly. I was like, I want skull. And then I was like, well, what kind of skull would I want? And I was like, well, I want a Neanderthal skull. Well, what Neanderthal skull do I want? Clearly, I need one from the Shanidar site. And definitely I should pick the one that had flowers with him. And then I should make every single one of the flowers around this skull mean something personal to me. I was like, tattoos don't need to mean anything. It's for everybody else. For me, though, it needs to mean everything all the time. That's the law. I think that just comes from like the overthinking part of anxiety that I have, where like if I'm chewing on an idea, I need to add more layers to it so that I can keep thinking about it, you know? And that's just my flavor. Like, oh, you think of something once and then you're done? Couldn't be me. I think these 3 are a little bit too similar. I think I need to change them a little. I think I'm gonna make this one like a little orangier. I think that will help. Make the top one a little bit greener. Perhaps. That will feel a little more differentiated. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I think that's where we're calling it quits on the bokeh lights. I think that's acceptable at the moment. And then I'll leave it for a bit and then go back to it. And if I still think it needs more work, I will put more work into it. But for now, I think stopping where we're at is the correct choice. What else do I really want to work on today? For this, I think there are a couple places with water drops where I can lift some of the pigment up and then put masking fluid down so we can do the base of the flowers and then work on the droplets. Thank you, Sleepy. So I think I'll lift up pigment in a couple of these places and put some masking fluid down, and that means that we won't have to wait for it to dry because we will just leave it for next time. So I'm going to do that, and then we are going to find somebody to raid. I will say again, I'm going to go hang out with Rainbow later today. Rainbow is not going to be starting at a time when I can go raid her, but I'll be there, and you should be there too, because it'll be really fun. You ever notice, you ever look at your own hand on stream and notice just how bad your hypermobility is? That's not supposed to go that way. Why can I do that? Okay, I need to focus on not doing that. Thank you, stars. I just saw my own finger. I was like, oh yeah, right. I have the things don't go in the right place disorder. So right here is a little water drop, and we've kind of covered it up with the background color. Thank you, stars. Yes, I will also be on Sleepy Stream tomorrow. We will be playing Sticky Business. Well, Sleepy will be playing Sticky Business while I antagonize them. Because that's just what our relationship is, honestly. Okay. That's right there. There's also, ooh, I dripped water. Yeah, basically, Sleepy and I like trauma dump to each other. That's not really. We co-process our trauma in DMs, and then we make fun of each other on stream. That's pretty much how it goes. Yes, absolutely, Shawnee. You're so right. Okay, I think that I've done a pretty good job of not putting the background into this drop right here, but I'm gonna just smooth that out a little bit more. We could stand to carve that out a bit. Where else? I think working on a couple places here, because there is a droplet around. I don't know what this is called. The little bauble on the end. I don't know what that's called. I'm not a biologist, okay? I don't know words. I can also carve out this petal again a bit. Because one of the things with doing like the looser background like we did is that things will like overlap a little bit because you're being looser. And if I had wanted it to be like really nice lines for when we got to the flowers, I could have done masking fluid for the flowers, but I figured having just like some squidgy areas would be nice. And that is a technical term, squidgy, in case you were wondering. I can just carve some of these bits back out while we're hanging out here. Also right through here, I could get this petal back a little bit. I think one of the difficulties in this area right here is going to be making the flower very different from the background, since it's going to be similar colors. But since we're rendering the flowers a lot more heavily, I think it's going to end up being a darker color and it won't really be an issue. But that is something I'm going to need to pay attention to. Hi, Lib! Thank you! We still haven't gotten to the foreground of this, but thank you. I'm worried about it. I'm still not 100% happy with it, honestly, but I'm leaving it for now so that if I feel like I need to do more with it later, I can. But I think I'm at that point where I'm just overthinking everything, so I'm just going to leave it for now. You're an artist. You know how it is. It's so fun. I love Bokeh, honestly. It's pretty. Welcome back, Adam. And like, I know that it was like way overdone at a certain point, but who cares? It's pretty, you know? Okay. Masking fluid for various water droplets is our next task. Yeah, right? Everyone's like, well, that's boring because everybody does it. I'm like, okay, so a lot of people like it, and that's your problem with it? Skill issue. Like, sorry you refuse to find joy if somebody else has found it first. I don't have time. I have real problems. I always shake this up, and it's always the wrong answer, because it just makes a bunch of bubbles at the top of it that mean that I can't actually get the liquid the way that I need it to. Okay, so we have a little guy right here that we'll do. It kind of goes down through here like this. Yeah, for sure. Like there are some things where like if too many people tell me to check something out, I get cranky about it. And so I will put off doing the thing. Like I understand that people are suggesting it to me because they do legit like it, but at a certain point of people telling me to do stuff, I get very contrary. So it's not even that the thing is popular, it's just that I've heard about it too much and now I'm mad about it. And I will get into it eventually, but probably after everybody doesn't like it anymore because I'm tired of everybody telling me about it. You know, it's not exactly hipster, but probably close enough. Because it's just like, I don't know, everybody's making a fuss about something, and I'm like, okay, cool, I'm glad you're having fun. And they're like, you haven't done thing? Well, if you haven't done thing, you aren't really living. And I'm like, can you, like, chill? Maybe? Perhaps not everybody's experience needs to be the same as yours. And they're like, no, everybody does thing. Why can't you do thing? And I'm like, fuck off, actually. Like at one point it got to the point where like I was specifically wasn't doing something because the people who were a fan of it were just like complete assholes about it. It's like, okay, there's a difference between having fun and feeling superior because you partake in something. Like, it's not that big a deal. Calm down. Specifically at this moment in time, I'm thinking about the Game of Thrones show, just in case anybody was wondering. Yeah, yeah. And it's definitely a thing that happens where people get like so up in arms about you not liking whatever thing they've decided is super important. It's like it's really not a big deal. But I will admit that I felt a lot of malicious glee when Game of Thrones ended as badly as it did the show, because everybody had been so on top of it, like yelling at me for not having watched all of the show, and I was like, how's your show going? Did you enjoy your finale? Was it satisfying for you? I'm really satisfied because I didn't watch it. You know, I was like, you don't need to be mean about it. And I'm like, this is how you talk to me when I hadn't watched the show, so get fucked. And there's somebody very specific that I'm thinking of who was like that with me. Who I'm not friends with anymore. I don't know that we really were friends, but anyway, I digress. Yeah, I'm petty. Like, I'm sorry. If you've gotten me to the point where I am so annoyed that I think about horrible things happening to you, I will be absolutely petty. I am regularly extremely petty. And sometimes I do it veiled enough that, like, nobody really notices unless I tell them. But I am extremely petty. Like, I keep telling people, y'all think I'm really nice. And to be fair, I work very hard at being nice to everybody, but really I'm a heinous bitch inside. Which is why everybody should thank me for working as hard as I do to be so nice and wholesome. Because I'm really a bitch. And I work very hard at putting the energy into the world that I want to put into it. But also, I'm a cunt. I like some people get the inner line to that and some don't, but you know. Yeah, for sure. And like I do also gab about things that are not petty and what have you, but like I do also have plenty of bitch sessions. Because again, I am a bitch. That's fair. Jon Snow was a good character. I read the first book, which was part of why I didn't like the show. I'm bitching about Game of Thrones now, Matto. Because we were talking about hipster stuff and not being into certain stuff, and I'm still holding a grudge about how many people were rude to me about not watching the Game of Thrones show. I am such a good grudge holder. Like, honestly, I could go pro. What was I saying? Oh, I read the first book as a yes, Redwall for sure. I should actually reread Redwall. Blah, 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 blah. I could speak words. Because I remember liking that when I was a kid, but I haven't reread it in a long time, like since I was in elementary school, I think. Well, the first book, it was still coming out. But yeah, I read the first book as a deal with my ex, which I should not have done, honestly, but you know, whatever. I don't mind reading a book. Where I would read the first Game of Thrones book, and he would read the Hunger Games trilogy, because even back then I was very into it. I'm still into it. I did finish the new Hunger Games book, and yeah, I have thoughts, but we don't need to get into that right now. But so we had this deal where I was supposed to read the entire series of Game of Thrones as it was out then, for him to read the 3 books that were in the Hunger Games trilogy, and I went no, and I read the first book. Because I was like, that's way more like equitable word count wise. And one of the scenes, who was I was saying this to Stars the other day. I was like, I've gone on this rant recently. But one of the scenes in the book involves a direct concept of consent during a sex scene. And in the show, they made it straight up rape. And I was like, that's how this show is going to go. Like, it already has enough of that in there. You don't need to add anymore. And I was like, I'm done. Bye. So I watched like 3 episodes of the show and then was like, nah. Yeah, that's fair, Rainbow. For sure. Yeah, And I do like watching old movies, but I tend to watch, like, old movies. I very much enjoy, like, 1940s movies, 1930s movies, you know, that kind of stuff, which is different than the regular classics. I will say, I would suggest people watch Citizen Kane in this day and age, actually. And then you can look at it and realize with horror how much our propaganda has backtracked. Because that's a socialist movie. But yeah, I don't know. I don't get the point of like shaming people for not having seen things or whatever, or not doing specific things. Like, everybody's life is different and everybody's experiences are different, and that's why life is interesting. If we were all the same, it would be so fucking boring. Yeah, it's really interesting, Rainbow. Like, before I watched it, like, I'd heard the name of it obviously a lot and stuff like that, but I feel like nobody ever talks about what the plot is, like what the actual movie is about. And I'm realizing that's because they didn't want to just go, oh, yeah, by the way, this is socialist propaganda. um, like, this is very critical of capitalism and the way things were in a way that is very relevant today. Um, so it's one of those, like, history movies where you're like, ah. So I do think that it's worth a watch. Yes, the problem is capitalism. And I'm so happy that I have a Matto sound for that. It's so perfect. Capitalism sucks. Which I will say, I was on an anti-capitalist rant in Matto's stream, and that's why they said that. If nothing else, I am consistent.
Capitalism sucks.
I love it. Oh, do not, Coconut, please don't call something from 1991 old. Please. I'm older than that. That's not old. Hi. I'm just gonna crumble into dust right in front of all of you. Yeah, I get that, Coconut. Like, when I say old, I mean something from the 70s past, you know? Yeah, right, Shawnee? For real. I love that all of us are just like, ugh. Yeah, sure did. God, the modeling session that I did on Monday, like, yeah, I know, 70s isn't like old, and I want to be clear on that. But really, I think when I say old movies, I tend to mean something from like the 40s or earlier. But if I say old horror movie, I mean like 60s. Because that's really when horror was coming into its own. So it's like early horror, you know? Versus like old. I tend to say early instead. But yeah. And like obviously my view is skewed because of how old I am, but you know. There's another water droplet up here, or did I decide to not put that in? I can't tell. Did I put it in? I did put it in. Okay. This is why I like having my lines on the other side. There's like a little drop right through here. So we'll just do that. Oh, I should really watch the Miss Marples. Yeah, that sounds delightful. I do love Agatha Christie. I went through and watched all of the Poirot TV series, which isn't really a TV series. It's like TV movies, honestly, even though it has like seasons and stuff. But it's delightful. I love me some Agatha Christie. A lot of it doesn't age well. But that's because it was written in a different era. But like there's one specific Agatha Christie book that's fun to read, but it was so racist, like in the titling. And this is like a small thing in the book. It was easy to change multiple times, so it's not like structural to the book. But the title has changed 3 separate times because they changed it from something super racist to something super racist to something super racist. And then finally they changed it to what it is today, which is still not a great choice, but it's better than the other ones were. So yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting little what's the word I'm thinking of? Core sample is not the word that I mean, but a little like slice that you can see of how racial terms have changed since the 1920s. Yeah. Okay. This is where I said we were gonna end, so we're gonna do that now. And actually, I'm gonna eat the last bite of my little snacky here while we do that. Let me look and see who is live as I, instead of doing that, start doing 35 other side tasks that my brain has noticed. Okay. You guys love when I talk with food in my mouth, right?
You want to take a nap?
Real.
Okay, take a nap right there then. Good night.
Okay. I think that's maybe what happened to Red Shirt. Once they took a nap. I hope their neck is okay. Yeah, I figured. I know you, Shawnee. It's all good. I know you do the hee-hees. Let me show you the ending screen. Oh yeah, that's Doodlebee's possum. Oh, did you guys see on the BRB screen too, actually? Or not the BRB, the starting screen? That possum up in the corner is the one Big White Bear made for me. Isn't it so cute? Look at me. I'm adorable. And then the ending screen, I have Doodlebees. And I'm gonna go get my popcorn ready to watch somebody else stream. Let me see. Who is live? Ooh, Marco is working on eggs. That sounds awesome. You will go raid Marco. Yeah, all good, Sleepy. I'm like that with streams too. It's so nice to be able to like body double with a streamer where you just like get in the zone while somebody is talking to you. Matto's streams are great for that, actually. Yeah, good to see you all. Good night to those of you whose night. Good time zones to those of you who are in a different time. Let me... Yeah, okay, good. Let me not quite get that up yet. Well, let's just do it. Whatever, it's fine. What else do I have to say? I'm gonna be on Sleepy Stream tomorrow. I did put that on my schedule, even though it's not gonna be happening on my channel. It's gonna be happening on Sleepy's channel. So come hang out with us if you want to. I mean, come hang out with us even if you don't want to. So, just do it. Okay? And again, Rainbow will be live in like an hour 15-ish. So come hang out with Rainbow too, because that's what I'm going to be doing today. Good, Coconut. I'm glad you did. Yes, I'm excited to see Sleepy. Let me actually start the raid, because that's kind of an important part of raiding, is starting the raid. We're going to go visit Margot Simone Art, who is working on some eggs today, and they look delightful. So let me do that. Shawnee did put the raid commands in chat a little bit up there. And might do it again, I don't know. The first one has emoji that you can use anywhere on Twitch, no matter your subscription status. The second one has an emote you can use if you are subscribed to my channel. So please copy and pasta the one that is relevant to you while you join us on our little journey to go see some little watercolor eggies. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being nice to me. Take care of yourselves, be kind to yourselves, remember that you're loved because I love you, and if you can't take care of or be kind to yourself for yourself, please do so for me, because I think that you're awesome and deserve nice things, even from yourself, especially on the days when it's hard, okay? So be a little kinder to yourself, and then we can all meet back here next time and talk about it. I will be on Sleepy Stream tomorrow. I will be back on on Tuesday, to do another art stream. We'll keep working on the fuchsia. And until then, you'll probably see me other places on the internet, honestly. So I will see you soon, alright? Bye!